Hi, my name's Tilly, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing the December Illumicrates. It does feel like I've only just unboxed the November box, so apologies that there's not very much break in between the two of them. I've just taken off the hat because it was obscuring my view somewhat, but December's theme is better together. I don't really remember anything about this one, although I think it might be a sci-fi book. But as always, I'm going to put the spoiler card to one side and we'll look at it towards the end. Okay, so the first thing I'm spotting is a mug, and I think this might be a Rosie Thorns mug. Actually, I think I remember from last month's box that this might be Song of Achilles inspired. Yeah, I think this definitely is Song of Achilles. It's really pretty, and I think I've not read Song of Achilles, but I think that might be Achilles there with his heart. And then we've got a Roman soldier there, and this is really pretty. I think this might be a Rosie Thorns mug. And then the next thing I'm spotting is a velvet box, and then on the front of it, it does say that it's a jewelry case. So I know instantly what fandom this is from. So you can see on the front of it, it says Griffin's Antiquities, which is the shop Bryce works in House of Earth and Blood, which is part of the Crescent City series. I'm so chuffed with this. It looks like it's really good quality. It feels really nice. Let's open it up. Oh wow. I think this is a really good size jewelry box because I don't really have a lot of jewelry, but also the perfect size to put in a suitcase if you're traveling as well. You've got some room for some necklaces at the top, some rings or some earrings. I think this is a really good size. And of course I couldn't mention that it does have a little Crescent City as a zip, which is just adorable. And then we've got what's called a chain pin set, and it says on here that this is inspired by the Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri, so we already know what fandom this is. Oh, that's really pretty. I'm just trying to figure out what way around it goes. I think it must be that way around. I think it might be that way around because I think that's a crown and that's a dagger, but I could be wrong. But that's absolutely stunning. I can't wait to display that on a pin banner. I think I said in another video that I don't have a pin banner yet to display my pins, so I'm kind of hoping that's included in one of the boxes in the new year. I know a lot of people might already have pin banners, but as I said before, I've only been getting Illumicrate for a couple of months, so it's not something I've got yet. And then we've got, is this a notebook? It's covered in plastic, so let me take that off and we'll have a look together. Okay, no, it looks like it's a desk calendar in Illumicrate's iconic yellow colours. So January, which is my birth month, we've of course got Rhysand and Feyre, which I'm really happy about. As you can tell from the name of this channel, it is one of my favourite series, so I'm really pleased that this is my birthday month. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to show you because the ring light is reflecting on it. I'm not too sure who February's characters are, and I can't find anywhere that says who the characters are, which is a little bit of a shame. Then March, I'm pretty sure is Daphne and the Duke from Bridgerton. This is April's. I'm not too sure what fandom this is, but he does have pointy ears, so I'm assuming he's Fae. Then we have May. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say this is Addie LaRue, but I've not read Addie LaRue, so I'm not too sure. June is this one, and I have no idea what fandom this is from. July, again, it's really reflecting really badly, and I have no idea what fandom this is from either. August, again, no idea what fandom this is, but they are both covered in blood, so I'm very intrigued. Still not sure on September's. October's I do actually know. I'm pretty sure this is Raph and Amelia from Kingdom of the Wicked. You can see his tattoo down here, and there's lots of snake imagery, which if you've read the book, you'll get what that's referencing. And then November, I'm not sure what fandom this is from, but I love her hair. And then finally December, I have no idea what fandom this is. Maybe Ice Barbarians? I can't remember what that book's called, but maybe it's from that. I really hope it says what the fandoms are on the spoiler card, but I have a feeling maybe it won't because there are so many. It'll also be interesting to see if this actually stands up on my desk because there's only like a really flimsy, because there's only this little bit of cardboard, which I'm assuming you bend back so that you can have your desk calendar, but I guess you'll have to lean it on something so that it holds its own weight. Okay, and then that brings us lastly onto the book. So I'm seeing some blue sprayed edges. We do have ombre sprayed edges, which is pretty cool, but I think I would have preferred to see some pattern sprayed edges, especially when there's this beautiful like space print on the front. It'd be really cool if they'd have done that on the edges, and I think they might have missed a trick there. We do have a book plate with a signature from the author. This is really cool, and it does follow the space theme. This is kind of what I was hoping for in terms of the edges though. The end pages though are awesome. Look at that print, doesn't that look amazing? I love the koi intermix with the planets. I just think that's really cool. And then I'm assuming it's probably the same on the back. Oh no, okay, so we've got a slightly different pattern, and it looks like we've got, I think there might be suns or crabs, and then maybe a mask as well. And then we don't have any artwork on the reverse of the dust jacket. This is what the naked hardcover looks like, the spine. There's nothing on the back. If I'm honest, I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. Okay, so I put the dust jacket back on so that we can have a look and see what this book's about, because I literally have no idea. So on the back, there isn't a synopsis. It just kind of, it goes through praise from that author's previous books, and the synopsis is actually on the inside dust jacket. I don't know how to pronounce this name, and I feel like I'm really gonna butcher it if I try, so I'm gonna put their name on screen. Botmaker, data analyst, mother, scavenger, but those days are over now. Her ship has just been captured by the Fear Rise Fish, leader of the Red Banner pirate fleet, famous for their double dealing and cruelty. The best Zich Chi, again I'm really sorry, I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, can hope for is to become an indentured servant and work out her days in peace. The worst is to be tortured to death for sport by the pirates who hold her life in their hands. Rice Fish, sentient ship, leader of the infamous Red Banner pirate fleet, wife of the Red Scholar, or at least she was until her wife died under suspicious circumstances. Now isolated, alone and unloved, Rice Fish wants to find out who struck against them and why, and whether she and her people are still in danger. Set against the backdrop of an interstellar war against piracy and the five fleets' brutal fights to survive each other, and the attackers arrayed against them. This is an exciting space opera and a beautiful romance from an exceptional SF author. I'm guessing that means sci-fi. If I'm honest, I'm not completely convinced this book is for me. I'm not really a sci-fi lover. I may give it a go and see what I think, or I might see some reviews online before I pick it up. In terms of the author, again I'm probably gonna butcher this pronunciation. Alexis Baudard lives and works in Paris. She has won 3 Nebula Awards, an Ignite Award, a Locus Award, a European Science Fiction Society Award, a British Fantasy Award, and 5 British Science Fiction Association Awards, and was a finalist for the Hugo Awards and the Lammy Award. Her books include the Dominion of the Fallen trilogy, set in the turn of the century Paris devastated by a magical war, the House of Shattered Wings, the House of Binding Thorns, and the House of Sundering Flames. She is the author of a number of novellas, including the space opera Seven of Infinities and the award-winning Fireheart Tiger. I've never heard of this author before. While I think it is really cool that she's won a lot of awards, that author piece doesn't really tell me a lot about her. So I did guess correctly. This is the Fated Lover's Mug, designed by Rosie Thorns, and this is based on the Song of Achilles and has Patroclus and Achilles on it. Again, probably butchering that pronunciation. And then we have the Striker Bargain calendar with artwork by Poe and designed by Chatty Nora. Unfortunately, there aren't a list of the fandoms that feature within this calendar. I may have to try and do some research and find out online. Then, of course, we've got the Griffin Antiquities jewellery case, and this was designed by Alice Maria Power, and of course inspired by House of Earth and Blood, which is part of the Crescent City series by Sarah J Maas. And then lastly, we've got the Burning Kingdoms chain pin, which was designed by Chloe Hughes, and as it said on the envelope, this is inspired by the Jasmine Throne. So in terms of the box this month, I have really mixed feelings. In terms of the items, I really do like the items. I know a lot of people have a lot of the Rosie Thorns mugs, but this is my first one and I do really like it, even though I've not read Song of Achilles just yet. The calendar is really cool and it's going to look really nice on my desk in my office. I love the jewellery case and I feel like that's going to come in really handy, especially when travelling, and I do think the pin is really cool. As I said, the book unfortunately isn't a genre I typically read from, and I was also very disappointed with the design, and it doesn't feel as special as some of the other Illumicrate books that I have received. And then as for January's theme, I am very, very excited because it is Journey's End. I don't know if you can probably see that, but the box itself gives me massive Lord of the Rings vibes. Our January's theme is Journey's End. Weary traveller, care to stop in this delightful tavern for a rest break? Or maybe you prefer to push onwards and reach your journey's end. Our chosen book this month is a debut adult fantasy. In a world where gods are outlawed, one mercenary makes her living killing deities. When faced with a god bound to a young girl, they, with the help of a retired knight, must journey to find the answers they all seek. We love this inventive world and seeing all the character POVs in the story. I have a very strong suspicion that I know what book it is for next month, and I think I've ordered the Waterstone special edition, so it'll be very interesting to see how they compare. Our Illumicrate edition features all exclusive cover, digitally printed edges and foiled end papers, plus full colour artwork on the hardback designed by LA Draws and is signed by the author. We're starting the year with an absolutely stunning book that you will not want to miss. Items this month are inspired by Lord of the Rings, yes, City of Brass, which I've not read, but is very high up in my list and is a very much beloved fandom. The Book Eaters, which I read fairly recently and absolutely love, so I'm really excited to see an item from that book. An Enchantment of Ravens, which I've not read. Oh, and Saga. I almost picked up volume 1 of Saga when I was in Forbidden Planet, and I really regret not picking it up, but really interesting that they're now featuring graphic novels. I think that's really cool. We've included many items you might find useful on journeys, and some items we've never featured before. Oh, that's quite interesting. I'm very intrigued to see what items they've never featured before, and also what might help me on my journey. Sneak peek. This box contains a bag inspired by the Book Eaters. Ooh. Oh, okay, so is that going to be a tote bag, do we reckon? I think that could look really cool. So I'm really excited. So there you have it, the December Illumicrate. Did you get this box? What did you think? What was your favourite item, and what's your opinion on the book? Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!